Good day, everyone. My name is Clifford Bailey, and I am a Child Rights Ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago of the 2020-2021 cohort. Welcome to part 2 of my breakdown of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of a Child. Today, we will be going through Articles 8 to 14. Just something to note before we begin, all information concerning the articles in this video has been taken directly from the full official UN document for the convention. All right, so without further ado, let's begin. Article 8, Protection and Preservation of Identity. States parties, and now let me just explain states parties again if you haven't watched the first video. States parties are basically governments that have signed on to the convention. So that would include like the Sudan People's Liberation Army, who has signed on to the convention, and so forth. It's essential that you know this because without context and going through the videos, you would not understand what states parties is. States parties is basically a noun and not a verb and a noun. Moving on, states parties undertake to respect the right of the child to preserve his or her identity, including nationality, name and family relations as recognized by law without unlawful interference. Where a child is illegally deprived of some or all of the elements of his or her identity, states parties shall provide appropriate assistance and protection with a view to re-establishing speedily his or her identity. Article 9. Separation from parents. States parties shall ensure that a child shall not be separated from his or her parents against their will, except when competent authorities, subject to judicial review, determine, in accordance with applicable law and procedures, that such separation is necessary for the best interest of the child. Such determination may be necessary in a particular case, such as one involving abuse or neglect of the child by the parents, or one where the parents are living separately and a decision must be made as to the child's place of residence. In any proceedings pursuant to paragraph 1 of the present article, all interested parties shall be given an opportunity to participate in the proceedings and make their views known. States parties shall respect the right of the child who is separated from one or both parents to maintain personal relations and direct contact with both parents on a regular basis, except if it is contrary to the child's best interests. Where such separation results from any action initiated by a state party, such as the detention, imprisonment, exile, deportation, or death, including death arising from any cause while the person is in the custody of the state, of one or both parents, or of the child, that state party shall, upon request, provide the parents, the child, or, if appropriate, another member of the family with the essential information concerning the whereabouts of the absent members of the family. And thus, the provision of the information would be detrimental to the well-being of the child. States parties shall further ensure that the submission of such a request shall of itself entail no adverse consequences for the persons concerned. Article 10. Family reunification. In accordance with the obligation of states parties under Article 9, paragraph 1, applications by a child or his or her parents to enter or leave a state party for the purpose of family reunification shall be dealt with by states parties in a positive, humane, and expeditious manner. States parties shall further ensure that the submission of such a request shall entail no adverse consequences for the applicant or for the members of their family. A child whose parents reside in different states shall have the right to maintain on a regular basis, save in exceptional circumstances, personal relations and direct contacts with both parents. Towards that end, and in accordance with the obligation of states parties under Article 9, paragraph 1, State parties shall respect the right of the child and his or her parents to leave any country, including their own, and to enter their own country. The right to leave any country shall be subject only to such restrictions as are prescribed by law and which are necessary to protect the national security, public order, public health or morals, or the rights and freedoms of others, and are consistent with the other rights recognized in the present convention. Article 11. Abduction and non-return of children. States parties shall take measures to combat the illicit transfer and non-return of children abroad. To this end, states parties shall promote the conclusion of bilateral or multilateral agreements or accession to existing agreements. What bilateral agreements are agreements between two states, while multilateral agreements are agreements among more than two states. Accession to existing agreements means that they are amending or adding something to an existing agreement, because accession is to add something to. Article 12. Respect for the views of the child. States parties shall assure to the child who is capable of forming his or her own views the right to express those views freely in all matters affecting the child, the views of the child being given due weight in accordance with the age and maturity of the child. For this purpose, the child shall in particular be provided the opportunity to be heard in any judicial and administrative proceedings affecting the child, either directly or through a representative or an appropriate body, in a manner consistent with the procedural rules of national law. Article 13. Freedom of expression. The child shall have the right to freedom of expression. This right shall include freedom to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas of all kinds, regardless of frontiers, either orally, in writing, or in print, in the form of art, or through any other media of the child's choice. The exercise of this right may be subject to certain restrictions, but these shall only be as such as are provided by law and are necessary to a for respect of the rights or reputations of others, or b for the protection of national security or of public order or of public health or morals. Article 14. Freedom of thought, belief, and religion. States parties shall respect the right of the child to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. States parties shall respect the rights and duties of the parents and, when applicable, legal guardians to provide direction to the child in the exercise of his or her right in a manner consistent with the evolving capacities of the child. Freedom to manifest one's religion or beliefs may be subject only to such limitations as are prescribed by law and are necessary to protect public safety, order, health or morals, or the fundamental rights and freedoms of others. We have here once again the summary image for the articles of the convention. You can access it at www.youngpeopleshealth.org.uk/30 years of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. We come now once again to Child Protective and Support Services here in Trinidad and Tobago. Starting off, Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. The website link is ttchildren.org. Emergency numbers as provided by this website are the Children's Authority hotline numbers 996 or 800 2014. The police 999, Childline 131 or 800 4321, Victim and Witness Support 624-8853, Child Guidance Clinic 726-1324, and the National Family Services Division 624-8218 or 627-1163. Continuing, we go now to the Ministry of Labour of Trinidad and Tobago. The website from which the following information was taken from is here: www.labour.gov.tt/endchildlabour2021. What are the support services available for children and families? Welfare grants and psychosocial support services from the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services. Their toll-free telephone number is 800-1673. Their website link is www.social.gov.tt. Psychological counseling for children and families at Childline. Toll-free telephone number, once again, is 131 or 800 4321. And their website link is childlinett.org. Continuing from the Ministry of Labour. To whom should reports of child labour be made? They should be made to the Labour Inspectorate Unit of the Ministry of Labour. Telephone numbers are 461-9852, 744-4500, 462-4734, and 744-4784. The email address is as follows: labor.inspector@gov.tt. Childline, once again, the toll-free telephone number is 131 or 800 4321. Website link, childlinett.org. Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, their telephone hotline is 996 or 800 2014. Website link, ttchildren.org. Occupational Safety and Health Authority and Agency, OSHA, their telephone hotline is 623-6742 for reports on hazardous work performed by children and minors below age 18. Website link, osha.gov.tt. And the counter-trafficking units of the Ministry of National Security, their telephone hotline is 800-4288 for reports on child trafficking. Their website link is nationalsecurity.gov.tt. We come now to the end of the second video. To read more on the convention and to access the full document and summary documents for the articles in the convention, you can go to this site, unicef.org.uk, whatwedo/UN Convention Child Rights. For the summary image, you can go to this page once again, www.youngpeopleshealth.org.uk/30 years of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And for another child-friendly version of the articles, you can go to this site, www.savethechildren.org.uk/whatwedo/children's rights/United Nations Convention of the Rights of the Child. Thank you all for watching. Please stay tuned for the next video.